Hey, welcome back. Today we're going to be discussing the books that I read in January. We are starting with Life's Too Short by Abby Jimenez. This book follows Vanessa. She is a travel vlogger with millions of YouTube followers. She's traveled all over the world and she is trying to live every moment to the fullest since both her mom and her sister didn't live to see the age 30, and she's positive that she won't either. And her sister leaves her baby in Vanessa's custody. And so now, instead of traveling the world, she is trying to be a mom and take care of this baby with the fact that she may not live to be 30 hanging over her. And so she meets Adrian. He lives next door. He is a lawyer. And the baby's crying one night. And so he comes over and he helps her tame the baby. And so he becomes the go to. And they become friends through multiple days and weeks of hanging out. And Vanessa is trying really hard not to fall for him. And they've set that boundary of like, we're just going to be friends. And so they're trying to follow that while dealing with family dynamics and work struggles and trying to figure out who they are as people and who they are to each other. And it's a lot of fun. The banter that Abby Jimenez writes with her characters is fantastic. It's very real and nothing in it seems fake at all. And I really love how people meet in her stories. If you haven't checked her out, you really need to. The second book that I finished in January was Handle with Care by Jodi Picoult. This one follows the O'Keefe family as they sue their best friend and doctor for not informing them early enough that the youngest daughter has osteogenesis imperfecta, meaning she breaks a lot of bones. She can be reaching for something on the shelf and something snap. She can twist in her chair and something snap. It is that easy for her to break something. And so she spends a lot of time in casts, and it costs a lot to raise her due to wheelchairs and needing a van that's wheelchair accessible, and her having a hard time going to school because of all of the extra things that are needed just for her to get through each day. The endless PT that she has to go to, the medical bills just for the doctors alone, the bandages and the casts and the splints and all of those things, it really adds up. And so Willow's mom, Charlotte, has decided that the best course of action is to sue her friend so that they can get some money in order to just give Willow some sense of normalcy in her day to day. And needless to say, this shatters both families. Charlotte's other daughter, Amelia, is friends with Emma, who is the daughter of the doctor that they are suing. So they're no longer friends. Their marriages are crumbling. It's really, really heartbreaking to read through. And it's a really good discussion, like, what do you do in that kind of situation? How do you handle it when you know that you can't provide for your children? What is the best course of action? And so this book really explores that. And it explores the fallout and the relationship dynamics and how this kind of thing impacts not just the couple of people that are involved, but the rest of the family as well. And if you haven't read Jodi Picoult, I would definitely recommend reading anything by her because she really tackles a lot of those really hard topics. And then the last book is Valor by John Gwynne. In Valor, we are following Corbin while he is trying to wrap his head around this God war that's going on and his part to play in it. And we are having these little skirmishes because the other side is coming and they're attacking us, and we're trying to run, and we're trying to save the people that we love, and we're trying to find allies, and it's just really hard when you feel like the entire country is against you and your allies are dwindling. And so Corbin attempts to tackle all of these really hard things and try to make decisions when everybody is looking to him, and he really doesn't understand why they're looking to him because he just doesn't he doesn't agree that he should be the leader. And so watching him come into his own and become a leader, it's just, man, I love that. That's just love when a group of people come together and they're looking to that one person. It's just heartwarming and just makes me excited. And so we are also following Mackin, who is a shield man turned slave, and he's fighting in like this gladiator pit, and he's trying to gain his freedom so that he can go get his own revenge. And we are following princes, and we are following other shield men, and we are trying to make sense of this God war and the part that everybody is playing, and who is on the right side and who needs to change sides, and how these friendships are being cultivated throughout this journey, and how do you deal with the fact that you're becoming friends with somebody on the opposing side, and things can be in the gray. Just because they're on the opposing side doesn't mean that they're bad people, and doesn't mean that you can't be friendly. And so John Gwynne really explores a lot of that in this book as we prepare for the final battle. So that is all that I have read in January. I read a lot of things, but these are really all that I finished. Hoping to finish a lot more going into February. What all have you finished? Let me know in the comments, and I will see you in the next one.